Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. What's an invention that's still around today but has lost sight of its original purpose? There are several drugs that would make the list. Cocaine and Viagra for sure though. Heroin was originally advertised as an addiction-free alternative to opium. Oops. Play Doh was supposed to be a wallpaper cleaner originally. Now it serves as a delicious appetizer. Wait, what? Electric pen by Edison are now tattoo machines. It's sure if this is correct, but the tattoo artist who did one of my tattoos told me the gun machine has not changed since invented. It's exactly the same since Edison invented it. Edit, so it's not a gun. It's a tattoo machine. My apologies to the artists out there. No foul intended. It's true. Source, I heard that once too. High-heeled shoes. They were originally for men and used for horse riding, as the heels were supposed to keep the feet more secure in the stirrups. Now, they're just fancy women's shoes. Also used by butchers so they didn't stand in blood. Now I'm imagining my butcher in a fancy stiletto. As of 2020. I've never seen or heard of that, but I wouldn't be surprised. In medieval England, both men and women sometimes wore platform shoes to raise their feet above the shit and trash-filled streets. Maybe it's been said already. Coca-Cola and Drive. Pepper were originally marketed as medicine and health tonics. I believe Drive. Pepper's original name was something like Drive. Pepper's Health Elixir. Edited for spelling. Ibiru, a Scottish soft drink popular in the UK, was originally marketed as a health tonic because of the large amount of iron in the drink. In 1949 they had to stop calling it Iron Brew, because of restrictions from the government on what could be marketed as having vitamins or minerals, and it became the legally distinct Ibiru. Kleenex. Its original purpose was to act as insulation in gas masks during World War I. After the war, its parent company advertised it as a way to remove makeup. Edit, added context for when this happened. Edit, fixed my grammar, you savages. Tissues in general. Started for blowing your nose, now used for blowing your load. I call them downstairs sneezes. For every pipe cleaner that actually cleans a pipe, 500,000 get twisted into children's art projects. Craft pipe cleaners are not pipe cleaners for cleaning pipes. Craft ones are made of plastic fibers and do not absorb any moisture. Real pipe cleaners are usually cotton and have some harder plastic bristle twisted in. Very different products. That's the point of ARP's question. Bubble wrap. It was made to be a texture wallpaper. Wait, really? Yep. MTV, aka Music Televiso. And TLC, or the Learning Channel. Not a lot of learning happening on that channel these days, unless you enjoy learning about the daily lives of morbidly obese people, and idiots marrying morons from different countries in a matter of weeks. I remember when the History Channel had history shows. Viagra. It was invented as a blood pressure medicine. To be fair, it still does something with blood pressure. Edit, gee willikers, my first gold. Thank you. I learned more about Viagra causing BP problems than any part of it having to do with boners because of you guys. I recall seeing a news piece about a kid with a dangerous genetic defect that caused potentially fatally low blood pressure. He was taking Viagra as a treatment for that. The reporter asked him a question I couldn't imagine having handled with anything other than terminal embarrassment when I was his age, essentially asking him what it was doing for his penis. The kid was cool, though. He just smiled slightly and said, "It doesn't fix what isn't broken." It's still used to treat a form of high blood pressure called pulmonary hypertension in both men and women. It's sold under another name, Revatio, for marketing purposes. Both Viagra and Revatio are the same drug, sildenafil. My dog has pulmonary hypertension and takes sildenafil 3 times a day. Microwave transmitters were originally created to transmit radar signals in World War II. When a worker noticed that being near the transmitter melted a candy bar in his pocket, it led to the development of the microwaves that we use in our homes today. For fun, I cooked a bag of frozen pizza rolls on an airport radar once. Edit, for everyone asking. No, this doesn't radiate the food, radar is non-ionizing. No, you don't stand in the beam, you shut it off, tape the bag to the reflector and go back downstairs. Ex-military guy I knew used to toss steel wool into the radar beam at a ORAD site he worked at. Planes with radar have an interlock so they don't work on the ground, as it can set fire to fuel storage. Apparently. Listerine mouthwash. It used to be a floor cleaner. Edit, so Listerine is my most upvoted comment. I didn't see it going like this, my inbox exploded. Edit, I know I wasn't completely right, but it is a product that had a different purpose prior and created the mouthwash market in the first place. Probably why it burns the tip of my tongue. When I was in my early 2020s I had my tooth pierced. Before they would pierce it I had to swish Listerine around my mouth for 2 full minutes. That pain was worse than the actual piercing. You should use it over the sink, not the oven. Algae bottles. The plastic water bottles that are popular with hikers / campers / other outdoor activity folks were originally created for use as medical / scientific lab equipment as a lighter, shatterproof alternative to glass. They're still really good for that. In fact, my company gets many free samples of algae beakers and bottles from salespeople every year, which I take home and use as diningware and sports bottles. Yep, I still use them in my lab. I use an algae bottle in my lab as an alcohol transfer to my clean and coat machine, for manufacturing lenses. Can't tell you how many times I've dropped it and said thank God it's a algae. Those things are awesome. What a coincidence, I use a algae bottle as an alcohol transfer to sporting events. High-tech magic wand. It was originally intended as a massager. High-tech still explicitly sells it as a massager and nothing else. It also gets upset at people claiming it's a sex toy, which is also why they have ceased putting their brand name on it. High-tech ceased production of the device in 2013 because of concerns about having the company name attached to a sex toy. Vibratex persuaded the company to continue manufacturing it under the name Original Magic Wand, omitting the High-tech name. In 2014, the company used the name Magic Wand Original. https://wiki/high-tech_magic_wand. I love how even the Wikipedia article is like nope, it's a high-tech magic wand. Edit, guys, I'm not unaware as to why the wiki page specifies the high-tech brand. I just think it's funny that they want so badly to distance their brand from the sex market and just can't do it. Then again, if they didn't want to be associated with some of the best sex toys in existence, they shouldn't have advertised a sex toy with an intensity that, and this is not a joke, is measured in horsepower. Added it, clarity. They didn't intend so many satisfied customer. It didn't satisfy its intended customers. I carry a lot of muscle tension in my vulva, stop shaming me. Per second. Phones. They're hardly used for making phone calls anymore. You beat me to it. I hardly ever make a phone call. I might as well call it my Reddit device. Can be called alarm clock too. Superglue. I think it was originally an instant suture in medkits for soldiers in Vietnam. Cyanoacrylate, active ingredient in superglue, is still used as medical glue. You can buy the medical grade stuff on Amazon. Edit, since this is getting so much attention, I feel obligated to post a PSA reminding everyone to thoroughly clean and disinfect your wounds before gluing them shut. Edit 2, thanks for the gold. Any reason I shouldn't just use the regular stuff? I've been using it for years. Menstrual pads. They were invented to soak up blood in bullet wounds. After the war, Kotex had several hundred tons left over and found that nurses had been using them as feminine hygiene. What did women use before pads were invented? Serious. It varied by time and place, but mostly rags. We get the expression being on the rag because, well, women in the 19th century used to do a lot of sewing, and leftover rags or old clothes would get used for cleaning and the softer ones would be used to soak up menstruation. Around the end of the century, companies started selling cloth pads. The Kotex ones I mentioned were revolutionary because they were meant to be disposable rather than washed and reused. Go back further, and we don't really know. Women didn't do a lot of writing, and men didn't care to mention it much other than demands for ritual bathing or herbs to keep the smell away. It's likely they did the same, but that's just an educated guess. Rags, cotton, sheep's wool, knitted pads. Seems like anything that could soak up blood for a while. Even grass and papyrus plants. Till. From Wikipedia. Aspartame. Aspartame was discovered in 1965 by James M. Schlatter, a chemist working for G.D. Searle and Company. Schlatter had synthesized aspartame as an intermediate step in generating a tetrapeptide of the hormone gastrin, for use in assessing an anti-ulcer drug candidate. 53. He discovered its sweet taste when he licked his finger, which had become contaminated with aspartame, to lift up a piece of paper. 7. 54. 55. Toru Askeri participated in the development of aspartame as an artificial sweetener. 56. This mad lad is licking his fingers in a chemistry lab, SMH. In chemistry lab in college we had to figure out what an unknown chemical substance was by doing a bunch of tests and comparing the results to 6 known substances, do the same tests on all 7 and compare results. I just tasted a little bit of the unknown and then tasted the 6 controls and was like, easy, it's the unknown, is that one. The tar just shook his head and looked at me like I'm an idiot. I got it right though.